Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So welcome to Java Encapsulation, the powerful principle that puts you in control of your data. In Java, encapsulation means wrapping your data, variables and code methods together and shielding them from the outside world. It's like putting your variables in a safe and only giving out the key to methods you trust. By using private fields and public getters and setters, you protect your code from bugs, misuse and unexpected changes. Think of it as building a protective wall around your data, keeps it secure, manageable and organized. So from public and private that control visibility to static and final, we will be understanding that what are encapsulation in Java, and in this video I will be telling you all of the things which a beginner needed to understand about encapsulation. So I hope you will be enjoying this video from start and learning things from this video, and if you understand this amazing tutorial video, if you enjoy it, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's dive into it. Alright, so we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I will be telling you that what is encapsulation in Java when we are starting with it. So first of all we need to understand that what is this term meaning encapsulation. So if we talk about encapsulation, so the meaning of encapsulation is to make sure that sensitive data is hidden from users. To achieve this you must declare class variables, attributes as private, provide public get and set methods to access and update the value of a private variable. So it is just saying me that the meaning of encapsulation is to make sure that the sensitive data is hidden from users, and if you want to hide the sensitive data from users which are visiting your program or your website, so for that you can use encapsulation, and to achieve this you must declare class variables, attributes as private so that nobody can see it on front end, and provide public getter and setter methods to access and update the value of a private variable. If you want to just apply that encapsulation, you need to just achieve these all things, or you can say you need to follow these steps here to apply encapsulation on your program or on your website if you are creating it. Now we need to understand that we have understand how we have to just use this encapsulation, what is meaning of encapsulation, but we have understand one thing like provide public get and set methods, but we don't know that what are get and set methods, so how we can provide it to the public keyword. So for that we need to understand what are these get and set methods. If we talk about get and set, so you learned from the previous chapter that private variables can only be accessed within the same class. As you know, in the previous videos I have already told you about that, and outside class has no access to it. However, it is possible to access them if we provide public get and set methods. How we have to just provide this public get and set methods? The get and set method, you can say the get method returns the variable value and the set methods return the sets value. So the syntax for both is that they start with either get or set followed by the name of the variable with the first letter in uppercase. Means if you are working with get or if you are working with set, in both you need to just start the first letter from uppercase, and get method returns the variable value and set method sets the value. So if you want to get return value of your variable, so for that you need to use get method, and if you want to set the value of your method, so for that you need to use set method there. And remember when you are using, so the first letter of both syntax will be in capital. Here we are using this person, and this person is used as this get method here so that we can return the variable value. So how we will be doing that? Just you have to copy this, and we will be opening our NetBeans IDE, because you all know that when we were just working with Java and when we were adding codes in this IDE, we were just using NetBeans IDE there. If you are a beginner starting with Java, I will prefer you to use this IDE because it has all the features, all the qualities which a beginner needed when they're starting with Java. Or you can use some other IDEs as well available in market, like you can use Eclipse, you can use Android Studio or VS Code as well, but I will be using this one because it is best for beginners, I think. Remove this start page from here and create a file. If you have already created, so you don't need to do, you can use this main.java file here. And in the first video of Java tutorial series I have already told you that how you can create a file, how you can create a project, so we don't need to create a file again. We can just use this same file of main.java. I will be removing all the things from here and pasting it now. After pasting, you can just see we are getting this person written here, which is a getter which we are using. Now if I run this here, we are getting underlined, so I think we will be getting an error in an output. So if I run this here, so you can just see it is saying me that the class main does not have a main method. Obviously if you are creating this method with the name of person, so you have to call that method as well, but here we are not calling this method, only we are getting it through we are just running it through this getter which we are adding. So we need to call this method as well, so that we can get running the code under we have written this string get name and the string name which we have written. We need to run this using calling the method here which we have created of person. Moving down to my Word document here, now we need to understand how we need to call it. For calling it, we will be using setter here now, and this is the way how you can use this setter to call a string here, or you can say to call a method, and I will be pasting it again. After doing these all things, I will be running it now, and if I run it, you can again see we are getting a same thing, or you can say same information, which is saying me that class main does not have a main method. And obviously if you are not calling a main method here, so remember you will be always getting the same information as I am running and getting here. So remember, when you are creating a method, when you are giving name to your method, you need to call that method as well, so that you can get the things in that method running in your output. So moving on to my Word document here, we have understand how we can use getters and setters, but you need to call that method as well so you can get the output. In example, the get method returns the value of the variable name, and the set method takes a parameter new name and assigns it to the name variable. The this keyword is used to refer to the current object, like the this keyword which we have used. If I show you, so we have used this keyword here, and this keyword is used to refer the current object, and if you want to refer to the current object, you can use this keyword here. And however, the name variable is declared as private, we cannot access it from outside class. If you want to do, you can do that, but it is declared as private, so that's why we cannot access that name variable here when we are just using it with this method here of get method. And now if we just want to understand how we can just call these all things here, so this is the way how you can call this. So simply I will be copying this thing here now, and I will be just pasting it here. If I just show you, you can just see we have done these all things. Now I will be commenting out this as well, so that we can run this thing now, and just press Ctrl Z here. So we have called this thing, so we need to call this like this now, moving here, and then I will be copying this and paste it down here. So you can just see we are getting comment out this now, and after doing this we need to close the brackets as well, like here and here. We need to remove one bracket, and you can just see I think now all the things is perfect, but here still we are getting an error which is saying me that the illegal start of expression is here. And if we run it, so you will be getting an error which will say you that it is an illegal start of the expression. You can just see here the thing is same as I was just telling you. So it is saying me that class person is public and should be declared in a file name person.java. So remember, when you are creating a person file here, so it should be declared in a person name. So my file name was not person, it was main, so I will be writing main here, and then this is my you can say this is my method name which I am using, so that's why I'll be removing it now. And if I run it, so now we will be getting an output running here. So if I run, you can just see it is saying me that class main does not have a main method because we are not calling the method here. So remember, when you are using it, you need to call this method as well. I will be removing all these things from here, and our file name is main, so I will be writing main here like this. And you can just see if I just copy this thing now, if I paste it here now like this, so that we can get these things running. So I will be making this bracket like this, remove one bracket from here and remove these all things as well, and then you will be running it. So again you will be getting the same error which says you that main cannot be converted into person because our file name is main and we are converting it to person. So it means that you are doing wrong thing. That's the reason you will be getting an error here. So this time we are just converting this main like this, and now if I run it here, so you will be getting again an error. If I run it, you can just see it's just successfully running John, but still we are getting one error here. And why we are getting this John printed? Because in name we have written name John, and when we are printing this when we are running this string here of name in which we have written John, so obviously in name string we have written the name John in the string value, so that's the reason we are getting this John printed in the output. And that's the way how you can just use these all things here to print these all things, and we are just doing it using encapsulation when we are working with Java. Moving on to my Word document here, if the variable was declared as public, we would expect following output as John. However, as we try to access a private variable, we can get an error if you try to access a private variable. And how you can make it private? So instead we use the get name and get set name methods to access and update the variable. You can just use this example in which we will be using get name and set name methods to access and update the variable here. And how we are doing it? Using this example. Copy this here, and now the output will be same as we were getting, and I will be pasting it now. And after pasting these all things, I will be just saving this. But before that, remember, you need to just change the file name as well, because our file name is main. So here as well, I will be changing both things to main here, as we have done previously as well. And then I will be now running it. After running, you need to just press right click, run file, and you can just see we are getting an exception error here because we have not printed that public class which we need to do. So I will be pressing Ctrl Z here, and I'm doing that so that I can get all the things back, paste it here. And after doing it, remember, you need to change your file name obviously. So I will be doing main like this. Remember one thing from here, remove one thing, because we have already created class main at the top. So I think we should be not needing it here. And then here also I will be creating my file name as main, because you can just see my file name is main.java. And remember, you should write the same name as your file name is. My file name is main.java, so you need to write main here. If your file name is something else, so you need to write your file name here, but not with .java, only the file name before this format if you write. Moving on, here I will be running it after this, and after running again we are getting an error here because it is saying me that the main which you are defining is already defined, so you can just not define it here, and that's the reason we are getting an error. But previously when we were just not using it when we were using it without private function or private attribute, so we were getting that output. But this time we are using it with private attribute, and that's the reason we are getting an error. Like, as you know, if we try to access with a private variable, we will be getting an error, and that's the reason we are getting it here. And why we have to use encapsulation, or why programmers use encapsulation, if you want to understand, so you can read these points here. Better control of class attributes and methods. Class attributes can be made read only if you only use to get method, or write only if you only use to set the method. Flexible, the programmer can change one part of the code without affecting other parts, and it also increased security of data. And that's the reason why we use this encapsulation in Java. So I hope you understand how we can just use this encapsulation in Java, how we can make a variable private, how we can use get and set methods to access and update the value of a private variable, how we can just encapsulation is used to make sure the sensitive data, how we can access the sensitive data, and how we can hide that sensitive data from the users if they are seeing our website or program which we are creating through Java. And to achieve this, we need to declare class, variable, attributes as private, and we have understand how we can declare class, attributes and variables as private. So if you have understand this video in which we have learned about encapsulation in Java, so remember to hit a like to this amazing video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So just I will be meeting you in next tutorial or in next project using Java. So for today, goodbye.